Now we'll begin animating the facial expressions. So from what we saw from our end result of this warm-up lesson, we're going to be working on 3 expressions in this order: scared, upset, and happy. And those expressions we'll add on our head turns. Okay? So let's go ahead and select the controls that we'll be keying. We won't be keying all of our facial controls, but just most of them, like the upset, sad control, the shock control. Let's also get the twitch controls in there, and our right snare and our center snare control as well, and all of the smile frown controls, so the right one and the left and also the center. And we'll get the jaw control too. With them selected, make sure we're on frame 1, and we'll hit Shift W, and that'll key all of their channels that they're made up of, so they're only translate channels. And remember, we will be using our facial animation preset, so let's go there. Okay. Now we want to start with our extreme poses first and then move on to the in-between. So let's go ahead and pose out our extreme poses. And when wanting to figure out where certain poses should be, okay, at what time they should occur, definitely look at live reference. Can't stress that enough. Okay, or act out your animation in front of a large mirror if you have one. Have a friend videotape you acting out your animation. It will help with timing, okay, with getting little subtleties. Okay, so I do highly recommend, again, using reference before you actually begin animating on your character. So let's start posing out our extreme poses. Okay, so remember, we'll start with our scared pose. So we'll select the shock control. We can start from there, and we'll raise that up slightly. About there's fine. Okay, and we'll also raise up our upset sad control. Let's do that. Raise that up to, let's see. Yeah, about there's fine. Okay. And for these twitch controls, let's go ahead and bring them up to their max, 0.4. Alright, for this right snare, let's go ahead and bring this up too. Let's bring that up a little bit. Bring that up to about there's fine. And now let's also give them a frown. Let's go ahead and really make them look horrified. So we'll bring the smile frown control down. About there is fine. We'll also drop his jaw. So he's like, ah. Alright, so we'll go ahead and bring the jaw down some, like there. Okay, so there's our first extreme. Okay, he's really looking scared. Okay, let's work on our next extreme. So let's go down to about frame 62. And just FYI, if you ever want to have your animation playback in all views that you have open, you can just go to your preferences and do that. So we can select this icon here to get there. Okay, and once there, under timeline, you want to check on all for update view. Once you've done that, just hit save. And I don't really recommend this for scenes that may be heavy, okay, because then your animation may lag a little bit more. But notice, if we scrub through our timeline, now our animation is playing back in all of our views rather than just the selected view. Okay, so let's go ahead and put in our next extreme pose. So let's go to frame 62. And on frame 62, let's put in our upset pose. So we'll start from our shock control. There it is. And we'll now bring this down. Let's bring it down to, let's see, yeah, to about there. So we'll go down to our upset sad control next, and now we'll give our character a frown, or excuse me, our upset, give him an upset look, excuse me. Okay, so we can bring that down to, let's see, about there is fine. Okay, so he's starting to look upset. That's cool. So we'll now select our twitch controls, and let's go ahead and bring that down too. We'll bring that down. Not there, so just not much. Okay, we just want to have a key on there and have them moving, even though it's really subtle. Let's also drop our snare control, our right snare. We'll bring that back to its default, and we'll actually bring up our snare control. So let's do that. Like that. Okay. And for the frown, we can make a slight adjustment on that too. So let's bring that up a little bit. Not much. About there. Okay. Alright, so our angry expression is coming along. I think we could make an adjustment on our jaw control. Let's bring that up a little bit in the Y. About there is fine. And we'll also translate it over in the X a little. Like that. Okay, so there's our upset expression. Okay, let's now work on our last expression. So we'll put that on about frame 107. Now on frame 107, this will be the happy expression now. So for the jaw, let's bring that more to it's closer to its default position of 0. Right there. Okay. And we'll go ahead and raise the smile. So we'll do that. Bring it up to its max. And we'll drop the snare. Okay, we'll get rid of the snare. Okay, let's also bring up the right and left smile frown control just to add a little bit more to our smile. We don't want to bring it up too much. About there is fine. Okay, for our twitch controls, let's bring those down close to their default position of 0, but not all the way there. About there is fine. Okay, now we'll get that angry look off of him, so we'll bring up the upset sad control closer to its max position and to its max with the sad. So about there is fine. And for the shock control, let's also bring that up a little bit too. So we'll bring that up about there. Okay, so there's our happy expression. So we have all of our extremes in. Let's now go to our shot cam. So we'll go to our perspective and we'll load up our shot camera. There it is. And let's do a play blast to check out our results. So we'll go ahead and do a play blast now. And again, we want to take this time while the play blast is rendering to really view our animation while it's playing back slow. This is a great time to view it to see any changes we may want to make, any errors that may be in the animation that we want to change, or even any poses that we like that we want to keep. And here's the play blast. Okay. Alright, so we've got some tweaking still to do on our facial expressions. They're coming along. We've made good progress. But we now need to adjust the spacing and a few other things to get these expressions looking more believable. Okay, so that completes this lesson, and we can now move on to the next lesson where we'll start working on the in-between poses. Okay, because we've just completed our extremes.